They didn't invite me to Christmas but sent a $27,000 bill for my sister car. I called the bank and said repossess it. I'm done being used. They were shocked. I saw the message while the elevator doors were closing. A single line from my family group thread bright against to the dark screen. Dinner starts at 7 o'clock. Don't be late. Under it was a photo every seat filled except mine. No one had told me they'd moved Christmas without me. By the time I reached my apartment, another notification appeared. A bill $25,000 for Serena's car. No greeting, no explanation, just a demand. I set my keys down, the silence tightening around me. They hadn't invited me home, but somehow they still expected me to pay. I grew up in a house where silence carried more weight than words. My father, Grant Rowan, liked to speak in short commands, never explanations. My mother, Elise, softened every edge he created, but never stepped between us. And my younger sister, Serena, lived in the spotlight he held up for her. Even as kids, she wore it easily. One winter afternoon when I was 11, I dragged an old computer tower from the garage onto the kitchen table. The casing rattled dust, lifting into the sunlight. I had no idea what I was doing. I only knew it felt like something that belonged to me. I bent over the open panel, studying the pieces as if they were a language I could learn. Grant walked in, coat still on. He didn't ask what I was building. He didn't even come closer. He glanced at the wires at me, then shook his head. Waste of time, he said, hanging his keys on the hook. Do something real. Behind him, Serena, 2 years younger, but always 2 steps ahead in his eyes, slid onto a chair, swinging her legs. Dad, look what I made. She held up a drawing of a horse wearing a crown. Grant smiled, ruffled her hair. That's talent, he said. His voice never sounded like that with me. I remember touching the motherboard lightly as if my fingers could hide my embarrassment. I closed the panel quietly and carried the computer back to the garage. That day, something shifted. A quiet understanding lodged itself beneath my ribs. I wasn't the one he wanted to see succeed. When I turned 16, Serena got a used car for her birthday. I got a handshake and a reminder to be responsible. 2 months later, she scraped the entire passenger side on a concrete pillar. Grant blamed me for not teaching her to park, though I'd never been in the car with her. Serena apologized once softly, but when Dad was in the room, she let the story twist toward my carelessness. It was easier for her that way. In high school, every science fair ribbon made Elise smile, but she tucked the certificates into a drawer as if afraid someone might see them. Serena's cheer trophies lined the hallway. Guests admired them the moment they stepped inside. I learned to live in the spaces between applause. In college, when I called home to share that I'd been accepted into a cybersecurity program, Grant sighed through the phone. So, you're still chasing that, chasing as if ambition was a mistake.